All right, everybody, welcome to the video here we're going to be doing on Bitcoin. I'll just go ahead and keep this short and sweet. This isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. It's an extremely risky market. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your risk, doing your research, and this is just my humble opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and discuss this here. I feel like this is a common trend in Bitcoin. These little formations that we see them all the time, and it should be no stranger to us that we see something like this happening all the time. We are always seeing these wedges. Bitcoin loves these things. We saw it all throughout 2018. We saw the exact same thing. And whether you see it on a larger scale and then you get a smaller scale, and now we're in a smaller scale, you know, we know what happens, or we know rather what has happened when we get to the apex of this wedge. And of course, right now I'm looking on a daily time frame, and it's hard to see it on this what we're currently looking at. But if we go down to an hourly time frame, it's painted very well for us what we are looking at right here. So we are in another little descending wedge pattern. With our floor sitting down here at just about $9,000. And I was telling a lot of people on the server, you need to buy at 9,000 because that's going to be where we're going to, find support, and we have. We have found support here. Um, and I think enough people are probably thinking, yeah, we're bouncing here, so we're going to just fall straight through. I think enough people are thinking that there is a possibility that that's not going to be what happens. So right now for Bitcoin, I want to see, and gosh, I feel like a broken record, you guys. I talk about this kind of thing all the time. I want to see a breakthrough and a retest and a push up. If we don't get that and we get rejection up here, we're going to go down. We may not even retest it, and then we're going to continue down. Now, how far do we go? I would say somewhere in the 85 to 8,600 range is likely where that next stop is going to be. We do have tools, of course, that we can use to determine where that bottom is going to be. So we start here at the top, we work our way down, and then we move up to the next area right there. And we can see that we've got our bottom right there, 8,900. So this is a potential area that we may just spring right off of. The next area of support would be here about 8,200. That would be pretty deep, in my opinion, for us to come all the way down here to 8,200. Now, of course, if you bought all the way down here, like I was pleading with you when we were down there, of course, I did a video on I think it was the 23rd, it might have been the 24th. It was, that was right around my birthday, I remember. I was saying, if you're here to trade, you got to take this trade. And obviously, like a day later or 2 days later, we went up, 40%. Of course, we leveled off quite a bit, but nonetheless, we're still up quite a bit, approximately, let's see here, where we would be approximately up to if you did take that trade. So even up to right now, we're still talking a 23%, 24% jump from down here. So still massive profits. I suggest paying yourself along the way. So what does this mean now? All right, well, we're still inside of this descending wedge. We still have a high probability that we break down from this. The probability is in favor of the bears. The probability is not that we break up, but we can. And I hate saying that because then I'm going to get the comments like, well, which one is it? Is it going to be up or is it going to be down? The fact is that nobody knows. The only thing that technical analysis is going to give us is invalidation levels, and it's going to give us ideas on probability. And the probability is that we break down. The probability is we break down, but if we break up, then again, what we're going to be looking for, a push back down, claim that as support, and then a move up. Areas that I'm going to be very interested in is going to be right here. This area is going to be extremely important to me. That's just about 9,200. 9,200 is going to be the area to pay attention to. So if we can push up above 9,200 and then we'd come back for a retest of 9,200, claim that as support, then we have that potential to continue to move to the upside. But for right now, the probability is down. I am not going to suggest taking any trades in this zone, and you can see the Bollinger Bands are starting to squeeze a bit. Bollinger Bands are squeezing. We're just getting ready to touch the top of these Bollinger Bands, and if I zoom in here, we should be able to see this pretty well, that these bands are closing and they have just started to expand a little bit. But a lot of times what I will see in the market is we'll touch the top and then we'll go and touch the bottom and we'll bounce in there for a little bit and we'll start to consolidate tighter, and then we'll try and move in one direction, and usually that direction that we attempt to push in that direction is what gets rejected. A really good example is right down here. We attempted to push down and then we ended up going up. And then we started to go through an expansion phase, but then it was a slow bleed down, and then we moved up, and then we got rejected up there, and then we came down. And that candle that we had right here, that was pretty brutal. That went up and then it got rejected in a big, big way. So, this was an area that I was looking for, for us to break down out of this descending wedge. It didn't happen, of course, but yeah, so that's what I'm leaning towards right now. I'm leaning for this being a bearish formation again, and I'm not talking long-term bearish. We're on an hourly chart here. So just because this can go down more doesn't mean that we have potential to go up a lot more. So again, let me get my fib retrace on this and just look at this just one more time, and we'll see how much sense this actually makes. So if we go from the bottom all the way to the top, right here, right above the 100 is we've got our 618, which is there at 8,400. So this would be a high probability target. If we get down to this area, I would be defending this from a bullish perspective. Down here at 8,250 to 8,350 to 8,400, this level I would be defending if we are able to get down there. Chances are we will we'll have a bounce here at 8793, 8800. This may be the scenario where we go down, we hit this level, and maybe this is where we go up and claim that as support and move up more. It still remains to be seen, but this descending wedge does give me a bias that we are going to move down, and maybe it's only going to come down to about 87.50. If it comes down here to this 50%, that would be a really nice area to bounce as well. But start to look for moves to the upside, reclaiming support levels. A really good example was back here, where we had this push up above. We hit resistance, we were rejected, and then we had another push through, and then we were consolidating above this resistance level, which then became our support level, which is going to be important right here at the 618. And then we had our blow off top there. So these are things that you need to be looking for. And again, I'll continue to do this analysis for you guys on a pretty regular basis. And of course, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to pop in the Discord. Felt that I would keep this pretty short today, kept it under 10 minutes. But feel free to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, so I will catch you, I'll catch you all in the Discord.